for England, Alec.
Hey, it's Janelle Waz, and welcome back to another episode of Waz Reviews. The name's Bond, James Bond, played by Brosnan, Pierce Brosnan, on 64, Nintendo 64. Goldeneye 64, the king of the Nintendo 64, FPS'es, and even games based on movies. Seriously, that's a genre that can be hit or miss. And it's perhaps one of the most beloved games both in video game history and as part of a long-standing franchise that's been going on since 1962, lasted through 7 actors, and downed more martinis than, well, the average gamer playing the control level. Now, as much time as I spent playing Goldeneye over the last couple of years, I'll admit that I've actually never watched a Bond film, let alone the one this game is based on. Nevertheless, I still find myself coming back to Goldeneye every so often, and even enjoying my time with it. With some exceptions, of course. Heck, Goldeneye still manages to reach new players to this day, and people still speak fondly of it. So that's what I'm going to look at today. I'm going to do my usual game review, but I'm also going to figure out what makes this game so special almost 3 decades later. I also played Goldeneye on my N64 this time around, though you can enjoy it through the Nintendo Switch Online with, admittedly, much smoother graphics. Put on your finest spy suit, brush off that license to chill, and order up a martini. Shaken, not stirred. With Goldeneye 64. Come along, Natalya.
How can you be so cold?
But before I go further, make sure you subscribe to my channel. I talk a lot about Star Trek, video games, and whatever else I feel like talking about. And if you'd like to help support the channel, consider becoming a member. Be great to have you aboard. Upon firing up a game of Goldeneye, you select a mission and one of 3 difficulties. Agent, or the easiest mode, Secret Agent, or medium, and 00 Agent, the most difficult. I'm going to go with Secret Agent. I know, a lot of you have beaten the game in 00 Agent at this point, have unlocked every multiplayer character and cheat, and even the 2 bonus levels. But I'll be honest, I can't even get past the facility in 00 Agent, let alone have to deal with Control.
Help me!
Each mission is given in the form of a file from MI6 to flip through, which is a nice touch, I can dig it. You'll get objectives to complete, background info, which I'm assuming corresponds with plot points from the movie, but I can't comment on that. Don't worry, you don't need to play this game for the plot. A briefing from M, presumably Judi Dench's version. Advice from the Q branch. Pay attention to that one, 007.
Now pay attention, 007.
And some saucy takes from Miss Moneypenny. James, imagine those romantic nights in the steppes, lying beneath the stars, the campfires twinkling on the hills. Sounds like heaven. When you're in the arms of some dusky maiden, spare a thought for poor old me cooped up behind a desk in rainy London.
I don't sit at home every night praying for some international incident, so I can run down here all dressed up to impress James Bond.
Missions are unlocked whenever you successfully complete the previous mission, which involves completing certain objectives, depending on your difficulty, and making it to the end alive. Agent mode usually has 1 or 2 objectives, while higher difficulties will give you more, such as retrieving top secret files or even calling for help. Oh. Good thing I wasn't playing on 00 Agent! Failing an objective won't end your mission automatically, but you will have to manually restart, or die, until you complete the mission successfully. This is one of the rougher areas of the game if you're used to later games that will automatically reset the mission if you fail. And then the levels play like a typical FPS. Eliminate enemies with various weapons you collect along the way, pick up ammo, complete objectives, and make it to the end in one piece. You do have a limited amount of health in each level that you can't replenish. Once it's gone, it's gone. However, you do have armor pickups scattered around the levels, but they only add on top of your already diminished health. Still, a little extra armor can make or break a level.
Hey, wait a minute. Those are hot dogs. Armor hot dogs.
Alright, let's start with the actual game. We start with the dam, and it's a pretty good introductory level. Enemies are far enough away so you're not overwhelmed, and you can get a feel of the controls. I especially like the sniper rifle for its ability to deal with enemies from a distance, so the level is like walking through the park. Well, that comes later. I mean, sure, the KF-7 has a scope as well, but it's not nearly as good, and you can't even use the rifle butt. Not to mention, it's not exactly the most subtle weapon in this game. But then again, do you really need subtlety when you're destroying alarms? Later, dudes. Pierce, don't do it! Up next, the facility, where you interrupt the only peace and quiet of this poor soul's day.
Beg your pardon? Forgot to knock.
Bond, I hope you washed your hands before leaving the bathroom. All spies must wash their hands before returning to infiltrating the facility. Heck, why is this entire facility decorated in bathroom tile chic? Ah yes, it was always my dream to be a scientist and say my job looks like the inside of a men's room. A clean men's room, but still a men's room. I'm just saying, it's an aesthetic choice.
Another decorator's nightmare. This era had a distinct lack of taste.
And the entire mission is running all over the base looking for this one scientist just to meet up with Sean Bean. Or Alec. Great, I'm partnered with the walking spoiler. Seriously, Sean? Yeah, Fate, where Alec gets blown up as I make a leisurely exit through the conveyor belt. Alright, it's time to blow this popsicle stand. In a tank!
I've been waiting 25 years for this moment.
Yeah, nothing makes you feel quite as powerful as being James Bond in a tank. Just try and stop me! Oops. Don't forget the keys to the ignition. Later, losers. Up next, it's time for Bond to stealthily freeze his buns off in Severnaya. Wow, that was actually pronounceable. Time to make my way across this winter wonderland maze that's surprisingly open, and yet I managed to get lost in it every single time. How does this happen? Only I could get lost in an open tundra. Did I mention I was supposed to be stealthy? That soundtrack is fire though. I would go to a club that exclusively played the soundtrack of Goldeneye 64. And look at Pierce, bundled up in his warm jacket with the fur hood.
I can't put my arms out!
This level also introduces the infamous clob nobody likes. But in my opinion, it's not too bad at short distances if you have nothing else going for you. I tend to run up to enemies myself anyways. But yeah, almost every other weapon in this game is better. Pick up some bunker plans, shoot off a couple of locks, and it's time to sneak in via a rather deadly fall. Seriously, how does anyone survive that? Alright, time for a little stealth for real this time. Oh no you don't! Setting off the alarms either by one of the guards hitting the alarm or the cameras catching you won't automatically fail the mission, but it does make things difficult when you're swarmed with more enemies than you can handle, so it's in your better interest to keep a low profile. Certain weapons, like your silencer and later the throwing knives, make very little noise and are essential during these kinds of missions. Also a single shot from a KF-7 for some reason. Nobody heard that. Goldeneye logic. Alright, Mr. Invincible, take me to the mainframe terminal and disable the security. Wait, oops? I'm not a patient agent here, Boris! I don't have time for you right now. Don't worry, they're all armed with clubs. I still gotta make copies of the Goldeneye key and snap a few pictures, though. Smile, everyone. Out of the bunker and into the launch silo, which is basically you versus 200 guys while collecting data and circuitry and snapping a few more selfies along the way. Hostage situation on a boat? Better break out the cruiseware! Oh, hell no! This mission isn't super hard, but I have a thing about releasing the hostages. I want to save them all! which is no easy feat. Hostages usually have a couple of guys with guns on them, so if you have good aim, you could probably go pop pop and save the hostages easily. Unfortunately, my aim on the N64 isn't the greatest, so a couple of them ended up dying.
You may not have the luxury of saving everyone.
Heck, even after saving them, they run around the ship like they're looking to get caught again. Yeah, the AI hasn't aged very well, between the enemies walking into your obvious traps to whatever the hell this guy's doing. And don't worry, it only gets better from here. Oh! Okay, you're alright! And Bond's finally back in the boat, looking like he's about to star in the next Huey Lewis video.
But I don't suppose you want to take a ride on my yacht.
Back to the frozen tundra? Which is just different enough that I still get lost and get captured because I can't sneak in the same way? Welcome to Seven Naya, comrade. I see you're dressed appropriately. Let me take your fuzzy coat and introduce you to your new cellmate. Oh, hell no! This is Natalya. She's a programmer and a Bond girl. And she's almost broken me in previous Goldeneye playthroughs, and I know I'm not alone. And she's with you the rest of the game. I hear she's pretty capable in the movie, but in the game, she's a freaking liability. Multiple missions have you protecting her, except she has no survival instincts. More often than not, she'll get herself shot, if not by the hundreds of enemies, then by simply walking into your line of fire.
Do we think she's mad, ill, or working for the Raptions?
In fact, the worst thing you can do after escaping your cell in this level is to let her out of her cell because holy crap! No, you're better going through the base with nothing but throwing knives you fished out of the sewer, probably leading to everyone getting the plague or something, and clearing the base out that way, and snagging some very important files along the way, and then letting her out where she can't hurt herself. Come on, Natalya. No, it's fine. We've got all day. Just stroll on through the base. I'm going to check the control console. Natalya, no! Did I mention this was the first level that almost broke me? But surely after nearly escaping, she won't get— oh. No survival instincts. Well, I'm sure rescuing her will be just a walk in the park. Wait, Alec?
Back from the dead.
Well, the walking spoiler has returned. And stuck a dirty sewer knife into my back. There's not enough tetanus shots in the world to treat that betrayal. Oh, and he's about to blow up Natalya. I mean, no, the mission depends on me saving her life. Alright, wake up, Natalya. Let's get away from the A-Team stunt department. Wait for me at the gates? I mean, is that such a good idea, James? I mean, I wouldn't leave this woman, and she's captured again. And me! Now I'm captured! Thanks, Natalya! Heck, even Miss Moneypenny gave up on you. Come on, Natalya. Wait, where are you going? Natalya! Oh, you're kidding me! I don't think she's worth the trouble, James. And I, for one, agree with Miss Moneypenny. And I believe this is my stop. Oh, joy, the walking spoiler. And Kamala the Metamorph, who Picard had the hots for. Oh, I'll never win. Not if I have this watch! You better not be checking Facebook, Natalya! For real though, this has to be one of the more annoying parts of the game, probably because it heavily relies on the manual aiming function, which I never thought was very smooth in this game. Okay, Natalya, would you please stay put for once in your life? Wait, she's armed? Oh, I am so screwed. Holy shit! She's actually borderline useful. Wow. I take back some of the things I said about you, Natalya. And they're back. This is the infamous control level. It's that part of the game. You know, that part where 6 months from now you think to yourself, I should pick up Goldeneye again. And then you remember that part. Yeah, remember how Bunker 2 almost broke me? Well, Control is the other time I was almost broken by this game. And it's all Natalya's fault. Oh, it's not the more enemies than usual. It's not the turrets scattered throughout the level at the worst spots that you can only shoot at certain angles, and even then, you stand a pretty good chance of getting shot yourself. It's not even Boris pulling a gun on you and failing miserably. Alright, just for that.
Don't ever do that again.
Heck, setting up mines? Pfft, that's a piece of level 2 cake. It's all frickin' Natalya. Her shooting back in the jungle? Gone. Her survival skills? Non-existent. This woman even scratches her nose with her pistol. And this is all one elevator ride after the jungle. So, you have to cover her while she disarms the Goldeneye satellite, which doesn't sound like a big deal, right? You have no idea. Guards to the left of me, guards to the right. Guards coming from the stairs behind glass, and here I am stuck in the middle with Natalya as she repeatedly gets shot. Every single time. Oh, and don't even get me started how she'll literally tell you to keep it down while she's working. Lady, I'm trying to keep you alive while you're checking your Instagram. And don't even get me started about how she'll actually rage quit the mission. I saw what you did to Boris on the security monitor. It wasn't very nice. He pulled a gun on me. That wasn't very nice either.
I am invincible.
Now, when you're protecting Natalya, it's very easy to get overwhelmed, and I've even tried the trick of standing near the stairs where the guards spawn, but that really only works if you have decent aim, which I don't. But I'm going to save you all some headaches. I found the best strategy that worked for me was to stand in between the stairs. It gives you quick access to the bulk of the guards so you can stop them quickly. You just have to worry about the ones that break the glass, but there's really only a couple of those. Okay, Natalya, go, go, go! Out of my way, out of my way! Okay, I think I can make it. Thanks for holding fire, guys. Use the gunfire to propel yourself forward! Yes! Worst level ever. The caverns is no picnic either, but at least you don't have Natalya hanging around. So slow, James. Yet again. Bean!
Roll that beautiful bean footage.
I'm about to kick your beanie baby ass, 006! The Cradle is the final mission, based off the big showdown from the movie, and it's a tough one. Sure, it's probably no control, and taking down the Goldeneye satellite isn't really a problem. But guards seem to spawn endlessly while you're tracking down Alec, who's also shooting at you, and it's very easy to get overwhelmed. But then, to add insult to injury, you can get right to the end of the level, almost beating the game, and still die by Alec pushing you off the platform. Or even worse. Yeah, nothing quite explains that hurt.
It is possible to commit no mistakes and still lose. That is not a weakness. That is life.
I mean, you basically have to drop down to the platform blind just to get killed by Alec at the last second. I shouldn't complain too much because it is the final level, but man, I spent more time on this level than I would care to admit.
For England, James?
No, for America! There are also 2 additional bonus levels you can unlock. Aztec, which is unlocked by beating the game in Secret Agent, and is based on Roger Moore Bond film Moonraker, has you infiltrating an Aztec complex fitted with stolen NASA equipment, and has you facing off Richard Keel's Jaws. I've beaten it once before on the Nintendo Switch Online's version of Goldeneye, but my patience has just about run out on the N64. The Moonraker laser's pretty cool though. Heck, I didn't even try unlocking Egyptian. The replay value on this game is actually pretty good. You're encouraged to go back to old missions, heck, in any order, just pick the one you want. And try higher difficulties, get better stats, and even unlock fun cheat modes. DK mode, you silly, silly goose. Gamers like fun, goofy rewards like this. I miss it. Now, as much as Goldeneye's multiplayer is revered even decades later and is responsible for many a fun Friday night among friends and pizza, I don't have another Goldeneye player available at the moment to try it out, or sick odd job on. So that's Goldeneye 64, which is still a pretty fun game. I'm not a big fan of FPS'es in general, and the ones I like have to have another thing going for them in order to catch my attention, usually a really good story or an interesting aesthetic. GoldenEye's reputation preceded itself for me, and despite it being both an FPS and part of a movie franchise I haven't even watched yet, I still enjoy my time with it and find myself going back to it every so often. Heck, even the more frustrating moments still have me coming back. There are straight up combat missions, stealth missions, the dreaded escort missions. Missions that force you to problem solve and explore, not just going in guns a-blazing. But what is it that makes GoldenEye special, even nearly 3 decades later? After all, if I'm being honest, the controls are a bit clunky by today's standards, the graphics haven't aged well, and the AI leaves much to be desired. Heck, you can argue that there are better Bond games out there. Why does GoldenEye stand out above the rest? While I do think nostalgia plays a role in it, heck, I even played GoldenEye a little when it was fairly new. That doesn't mean I got past the second level back then, but still. But GoldenEye has both a simplicity to its gameplay with level designs that challenge both new and experienced gamers. Once you get the controls down and how to move around in the world of GoldenEye, which, to be fair, takes some practice, it's not a difficult game to pick up. Eliminate enemies, pick up new weapons, make sure you have enough ammo, nothing really fancy. Sure, you might not have special features like secondary fire, but you almost don't need them, making it fairly accessible. At the same time, the game still challenges you. Sure, some levels you can go in guns a-blazing, but others require a more delicate, stealthy hand, and it gets you thinking about the best ways to tackle the missions. And then, even with the game's shortcomings, it's still fun, and there's a sense of camaraderie between fellow gamers who also had to put up with Natalya's death wish. What doesn't kill you gives you meme content. I can understand why some gamers who didn't grow up during the time might not take to GoldenEye. It's still an early FPS with its early clunkiness. But beyond the aged bits of the game is a truly engaging game that you can enjoy, whether as a Bond fan or simply a gamer.
We have to get to the control room. What?
So, have you played GoldenEye 64? Did you love it? Did you hate it? Does it deserve to be called a classic? Has it aged well for you, or maybe not so much? What makes it special for you? And what are some of your favorite N64 games? Please, leave comments below and discuss. As always, thanks for tuning in to another episode of Waz Reviews. If you like what you see, why not give my video a like and subscribe to my channel? Tell your friends! Until next time...
The name's Bond. James Bond.